All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk? Oh.
Okay, well, this mom was wanting to know if she's going to be a jerk if she doesn't include her ex on a trip to Europe with the kids. She said in her email to us, she said, I've been divorced for 4 years and have primary custody of my 9-year-old daughter and my 12-year-old son. The last 2 years, we have been reading about Europe, learning the culture, the customs, and the foods. And shortly after we started this little project together, I started putting money away for us to take a trip. I've had the itinerary set for some time, and I knew exactly how much money I needed for the kids and I to wind up going ourselves. And the moment I hit my mark, I let the kids know. Their reaction was priceless, and I was ecstatic until they asked if their father was going to be going too. I let them know that it would be just us going, and then they got upset. And they asked, well, why couldn't we make this a family trip? What they don't get is that we are not a family. Their father cheated on me and has spent most of his time this last 4 years spending all of his money on random women. My kids see their dad maybe once a month, and you know what? He seems pretty fine with that. Behind my back, though, my son texted his father, who said that he would love to join us. So then I called my ex, and I told him he wasn't invited. He said that I was being selfish and a terrible mom to deprive his children the opportunity to make a beautiful memory with their father. He said he would pay his own way, so there shouldn't be any kind of issue. But I'm so upset because this was to be our thing together. Delving into our stories about Europe was a therapeutic way for me to put our broken marriage behind us, and now my remedy is going to be the source of my new pain. Am I a jerk if I don't give in to my kids and husband or ex and take the trip without him? Either way, I'm afraid the trip might be already ruined.
I think the trip is already ruined. You may have to put this off for another year and let your kids mature a little bit and understand that we are now divorced parents. And most divorced parents don't vacation together. You can go on a trip with your dad and make wonderful memories, and you can go on a trip with your mom and make wonderful memories. But mom and dad aren't married anymore, so we don't vacation with mom and dad together anymore.
Those kids are trying to parent trap their ass.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. I think, you do not have to invite your ex-husband. He cheated on you. He sees his kids once a month, and he's spending all of his extra money on new stranger. That has nothing to do with you and your family, and you do not have to invite this man on your dream vacation.
I know I don't have kids, but, it's okay to tell your kids no every now and then.
It is, but he might be messing this up so much that now, it's going to be hard for you and your kids to enjoy it right now. You may have to say, okay, we're going to hit the brakes. We're not doing this trip with Daddy. We are going to do this trip, the three of us. Let's put it off until next year, until these kids can mature a little bit and understand that Mommy and Daddy are no longer together.
I mean, would it be awesome if all of a sudden they all go out to dinner together and mom and dad start fighting in front of everybody?
Yeah.
You've got resentment built up towards this man.
Totally.
It's rightfully so. If he did all that stuff that you're saying he did, yeah. You don't want to bring that energy on a vacation.
No. And your kids are always going to romanticize their father, and they're going to see the good in him and not the bad in him. And they shouldn't know the details when they're young about how their dad cheated on their mom. That is a conversation for adults to have later in life. You don't have that conversation with kids.
Her daughter's 9, her son is 12.
They're way too young to know the details that Daddy cheated on Mommy and is now spending all of his money wooing new girls and only seeing you guys once a month and not contributing.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go on vacation and your ex is going to bring out the worst version of yourself in front of your kids, I don't think it's worth it for anybody. It's not fun. Are those good memories? No.
You talked about postponing it, Virginia, but every time you bring it back up, won't you wind up in the same place again?
I think you should reframe it and maybe include people in your family. Mom, do you have an aunt or an uncle? Do you have a grandparent? Reframe it as a family trip with our side of the family, and not necessarily including anybody from daddy's side of the family. This is our side of the family.
Okay. All right. So at no point do you obviously allow your ex to go with you.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So you now have to figure out how you're going to reposition this where you can cut him out and not look like the evil person that your kids might see you as.
Look, if they're mad at you right now for not including him, it's okay because they don't understand. These are grown up problems. These are grown up issues, and they are going to come around as they become adults. You don't have to tell them what kind of man their dad is. They will see it with their own eyes as they get older. If he continues to only see them once a month, if he continues to prioritize other strange women over them, they will see that. And then when they get to be, 15, 16, they'll know who the good parent was.
Okay. So you're postponing for several years then, likely.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you can reframe it and they can mature a little bit and you can take other people in your family, not his family. Are you all supposed to share a hotel room? What are these sleeping arrangements supposed to be? Was daddy supposed to be in the same hotel room with mommy?
Great question.
That's
I would
odd.
assume so.
That's
Yeah.
odd. That's very, very odd. And they're young. They don't understand. These are big adult problems.
Now, Chicago Lulu in the chat, she said, I'm not postponing and we're going without him, period. And the one thing about postponing that makes me nervous, let's say you postpone and then your ex-husband steps up and says, oh, I'm so sorry your mom did that to you. You know what? I'll just take you. And then he swoops the kids up and then they take your vacation in Europe and now you're here and your kids are in Europe with your terrible ex.
I mean, that could happen. If he's that diabolical, that absolutely could happen.
Yeah, that's why I would be scared of postponing because, man, how spitting mad would you be if you spent 2 years having this bonding time with your kids about Europe and its culture, and then your ex, the person you're trying to cut out of this, takes them without you?
You should maybe then try to add a different family member and go and take the trip and say, it's not about daddy, it's about us.
Yeah, I think it's time to take the trip now. And
Does he have the money to do that?
I don't know.
Look at it and see. If he's got the money to do that, that's a valid fear. But if he doesn't, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You saved for how long?
2 years plus she's been saving for this trip.
You know if he's got the money for this or not.
Yeah. So I think getting it done, going now, definitely not taking your ex. You're not the jerk. Nobody thinks that you are. You just got to try to work through it with your kids and get them into a good place where they accept it and understand dad's not coming on this one.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.